Hey there, quick announcement before the video starts. I'm King Athelstan, or Athelstone depending on where you watch me, and I'm proud to present to you the Total War Center's Media Hub's first proper video, where we're actually getting some content out and we're hoping to vary it further out with a span of different Total War stuff. So hope you enjoy, and if there's anything you'd like us to do otherwise, let us know. Good evening all, and welcome to this mod overview of the Real Experience mod by Starsmill, which you can find on Total War Center by clicking the link in the description. It's a complete overhaul of Rome 2 with massive changes to the campaigns and battles. And it's a massive challenge when compared to the base game, so if you're looking for a challenge, this is the mod for you. It changes quite a lot of things from the base game, and in this video I'll go over the most important features. It also changes the DLC campaigns, and it's constantly updated, but to keep this video within a reasonable time frame, we'll stick to the main campaign for now. The difficulty levels greatly change depending on variables, so an easy campaign is very different from a very hard one, with variables going from public order to income to diplomacy. There are tens of changes to each difficulty level, and the mod is designed for hardcore players in mind. Therefore, the mod creators recommended new players to start on the normal setting. So let's get to it, eh? First off, the start positions have changed. Carthage now has its original lands, and the Etruscans starts as Roman vassals. The size of Macedonia, Pergamon and the Seleucids have all been increased, and in addition to unlocking all of the non-DLC factions for play, it also adds 3 new factions for you to try out: the Samnites, Emporium and the Greek cities. Diplomacy has been greatly altered in this mod, where you can make peace with your enemies by offering to declare war on theirs, including your own allies. Otherwise you'd have to have neutral relations with a faction to get a peace treaty. And the penalty for breaking already agreed upon treaties has also been increased, so you have to be a lot more careful with who you choose to ally with and who you chose to go to war. And as your Imperium level rises, you'll be given large diplomatic penalties as factions become increasingly hostile to major threats, which in this case is you. When playing on very hard, the AI factions will be given a diplomatic bonus towards each other and a penalty towards you. Thus, you're likely to be up against quite a lot of people who do not quite like you. The client state option has been replaced by satrapies of vassalage for all factions. Thus, new satrapies will automatically make peace with your allies, just like in real life. Public order has become a lot more important and affects a lot more things than it used to do, which we will elaborate on later on. Your general skill level, seasons, public order levels and government types all provide different effects now, giving both positives and negatives. Edicts have been reworked, with different edicts now give both positive and negative effects to a province, as they did in real life. And the base income of your faction has been reduced, but the more advanced building you make, the more money you'll make. The income from slaves have been tripled, and thus armies will capture more of them, and thus be more realistic. And as your Imperium level rises, so will your upkeep. And the overall handicaps for a human player and the AI have been reworked, including income, public order, diplomacy, food and otherwise expenses. And public order is a lot easier to deal with than conquering enemy territories if you share the same culture. And overall, agents have been weakened, and research has been improved, with different difficulty levels increase both the cost and the time. Now, this mod is the Real Experience mod, which aims to create a much more realistic experience while playing the game, and thus it makes great changes to cities in Rome. 45 cities have been given walls, as was historically accurate, and in the vanilla game it was just unreal when you could capture a small barbarian village and add massive stone walls to it in just a couple of turns, whereas in real life you need a lot of years to build such walls, which is reflected upon in the mod. Walls will cost between 15,000 and 30,000 florins, and it will take between 20 and 30 turns to build, depending on your public order. And thus the city's construction deconstruction and conversion time and cost were all increased. The Roman, Greeks and Eastern factions will all have to build their cities from scratch on the barbarian lands. A minor barbarian city with walls to capture can be kept as is, with a small native garrison, or destroyed and built as a native town, with the foundations to upgrade it further. And in addition, when you capture a city with a foreign culture, you'll have a small native garrison in it. And when a settlement is captured, all of the population will no longer be converted to foreigners, though there will be a big population drop for other cultures. And all cities will be given a much larger garrison, so conquering new cities will be more of a challenge. Quite a lot of the new features revolve around recruitment and armies. Area of recruitment has been worked into all of the factions, where your higher tier troops can only be recruited in each faction's homeland and surrounding areas. Each army, controlled either by the AI or the player himself, will consume 1 unit of food in the region it's located in, and therefore it's much better to go on the offensive and fight on foreign soil, and you should be careful with who you grant military access to. There has also been implemented a unit limitation. All units are limited in a number, varying from 7 to 15, so you can no longer go ahead and spam all of your favourite units. You'll also have to field more varied armies, and this was done due to there not being an infinite number of each equipment for each type of troop. And to compensate for this, more than 700 new units have been added to the mod. Therefore, you'll never run out of manpower and units to create for your armies. And the recruitment types now vary from 1 to 3 turns, as you need more time to train and provide for better armed and armoured troops, and you'll appreciate your armies more. And unit recruitment has also been increased by 1 turn in provinces with very poor public order. And any general stationed directly inside a city will give a straight up -10 public order, as the troops will start fights and cause tension with the local population in there. And thus you should settle the arms outside the cities, as they tended to do in real life. However, with 12 to 15 units in the city, you'll also be given a population growth due to repression, so it's up to you how you'll manage it. And because of the limitations on recruiting your high tier native units, you can recruit more than 60 new auxiliary units in different area of recruitment regions, which ties in perfectly with the ability to not recruit your native troops far from home, which provides for a more realistic experience overall. And the AI will now also recruit more balanced armies due to the limitations, so they can no longer go ahead and spam low tier skirmishes. Generals with high subterfuge skill will have to pay more to recruit units due to the corruption. And the varying effects of public order continue to persist. In provinces with low public order, you'll suffer penalties to unit recruitment cost, morale, defense and replenishment, while you will be given bonuses to all of those if your public order is high. And the different army modes have been reworked to give new advantages and disadvantages. For example, when fortified, the army's upkeep is increased by 25% to reflect the cost of making structures, and the same applies in sieges. You won't gain XP for your units as fast as you used to, while the AI will gain faster. There's also been large changes to the battles, where the morale system is now more important than ever. And battles will no longer drag on till the last man. It's not about killing as many people as your enemy and losing as much and gaining all those Pyrrhic victories. However, surrounding the enemy and killing the enemy as general and shocking the enemy with ferocious hard attacks are more important than ever. And in addition, several new formations have been added for the AI to use in battle to make for more complex formations and advanced battles. And with a large amount of reskins and over 700 units, they make for a brand new experience, a more realistic one and a more fun one. Both the battle and campaign AI has been vastly improved, where AI armies will no longer just walk back and forth and wander and do nothing, but instead they'll always do useful things such as recruiting more troops who attack the enemy a lot more aggressively. Despite the garrison size being increased, the AI won't hesitate with going on defensive and will attack enemy cities even if the city in question is both a 20-man garrison and a 20-man army in it. Thus, the AI will continue to expand, and it will expand well on any map. and therefore it will provide an epic challenge for any player to overcome. Now, you've listened through this massive list of features and it sounds amazing and you really want to play it, but maybe you want to mix and match it with some other mods. Now, there are a few mods that can be played in conjunction with these, which are unit addition mods, graphical mods and mods that change the UI, and mods that add music to the game. However, due to the massive amount of features in the mod, it's not compatible with any other overhauls such as Radius, the Divided Imperia, or mods that change the starting positions and factions, or any that add scripts or camera mods. Now then, as we approach the end, I hope this video provides a decent overview for you to be interested in this mod, which you can find on Total War Center by clicking the link below. And since this massive list of features can be quite overwhelming, the creator is very active on both the forums and on Steam, so it's quite easy to contact him and get any answer to any question. You can also ask me, and I'll try to help you out if I can. So now, I hope you enjoyed this overview, and now go check out the mod, and good luck playing, and I hope you overcome many epic battles.
Thank you.